Hey, my friends, it's time for Thought Shifting Thursday. So, gonna might make it a little short today because we're taking off for Spain in just a few hours. So I was thinking about what do I want to share today, and just I know a lot of people under a lot of stress right now, so decided that we are going to share with you one of my favorite meditations that I guided meditation I developed for inner peace. Welcome, I can't say that name, the wild somebody, and everybody else who's coming on. So, offering meditation on peace, inner peace, and just want to say a few words about meditation. I just know so many people who say, "Yeah, I've tried meditation and it just doesn't work for me. I can't still the mind." Well, I got some good news for you. Every person who meditates has the same challenge, and that is monkey mind, that analytical mind that just doesn't want to shut down, keeps wanting to figuring things out, solve problems, um, and that's okay. How I like to define meditation is not the act of being in still mind; it's the act of cycling in and out of still mind. So if you're in still mind for a half a second, and then you go a minute with monkey mind, you are meditating. You're not doing it wrong. You're succeeding. And then the more you do it, the more you exercise that meditation muscle, the easier it becomes, and the longer the periods of still mind become, and the shorter the periods of analytical mind. It's never about the destination. It's never about getting to someone who can meditate and not have a thought, because there's no one in the world who can do that, as far as I know. The Dalai Lama, I assume he's a pretty well accomplished meditator. When he struggles with his meditation, it's because that monkey mind's going around, right? That's why there's such a plethora of techniques for stilling the mind, and you can find a lot of them in my book, Meditation: The Simple and Practical Way, by St. Martin's Press, Macmillan, translated into Italian and available in Europe, where we're going to be in a little bit. So, couple little tips then about meditation. So one, if that's how why I define it as going in and out of still mind. So if you're doing it at all, you're doing it right. Because if you're defining it as being in still mind, you're going to feel like you're failing. Okay. Here's the other tip that is in the book, and I find it's the most helpful for people. It's the feedback I get is that helped me the most. In mindfulness meditation, we just watch thoughts. We just observe everything. So, but what I find is even more helpful than that, because if you've watched any of my videos, you've heard me say, whatever we resist not only persists, even wrote a song about this recently, whatever we resist not only persists, but magnifies. Whatever we embrace becomes our ally, our teacher, and our healer. So if a thought comes in and I resist it and say, oh, now I'm not meditating, guess what? The thought persists and magnifies, gets louder and louder. So what I do, this is the practice and the tip that helps people so much, is invite the thought in. I assume any thought, any feeling, and any sensation, any sound that's in my environment that comes into my awareness during meditation is coming into my awareness because wants to it wants to meditate too. It wants to experience the peace, the bliss, the unconditional love that I'm experiencing, or at least aspiring to experience, right? And what I find and other people find is as soon as you invite it in, it tends to dissolve into the experience. If you're trying to keep it out, you're using your energy, you're resisting, you're using your energy to keep it out. And that you can't meditate while you're doing that, right? So just invite it in. Just like perfect metaphor for life. Invite every experience into your awareness. Give it love, embrace it, and then it becomes your ally, your teacher, and your healer. When we resist, it just keeps running. It just keeps going. It keeps the cycle going. You're giving power to it. When you embrace, you're bringing healing energy to it, right? Okay, so let's do the meditation. This is a guided meditation. A lot of my meditations are, guide people into still mind, and this does that. But it starts out with a guided, which is helpful for a lot of people. So, um, welcome also Denise and Karina. Where's Naomi? She's always here for that, for our thought shifting Thursday. I know she's traveling, so she'll be watching this in retrospect, as many of you do. So, close your eyes. Take a nice deep healing breath. Let out a big heartful sigh. Let's do that one more time. Deep healing breath and really let it go this time. Doesn't that feel good? And do that as many times as you need until you get to a place of really relaxing into it. And just continue to breathe deeply. And with each deep breath, filling your lungs completely, expelling the air completely, feel yourself becoming more relaxed, more at ease, more in peace, more centered, more in love, just swimming around in love energy. The vibration, the pure frequency of unconditional love. And imagine now that you're walking through a beautiful, pristine valley in the Tibetan Himalayan ranges. And it's summertime and the snow is melting. There's peak snow-capped mountains all around you. The air is fresh and crisp. You can smell all the aromas of nature. The pine needles, the grass, the flowers that are blossoming. Wildflowers everywhere. You can hear the footsteps of deer and antelope and elk, water buffalo and tiny rabbits, squirrels. Far off in the distance, you see a forest. And as you're moving down the path through this valley, you're seeing that there is an immense light that is emanating through the trees of this forest, nestled at the end of the valley. And the closer you get to this forest, the more you feel this radiance. And it is a penetrating, soft white light. As you get closer and closer now, you can just feel it transforming you, even though you don't know the source of this light. And now you're coming up to the edge of the forest, and you can see these beams just coming through, streaming through the trees, glistening off the leaves and the pine needles. Now you see there's a little deer path that moves between the in and out, weaving in and out of the trees, moving toward the center of this forest where this light is emitting from. You can tell that there was a time when humans walked this path, but it's been many, 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 many moons. You can once again hear the wildlife around you and smell the scents, the musty scents of the forest. And as you move closer and closer to the center, these beams are now just illuminating the forest brighter and brighter. And finally you get to a place where you can see there is a clearing through the trees. And at the center of this clearing is an ancient temple. And everyone's temple is different. So what does your temple look like? Is it ornate and grand, or is it very simple, humble? And you can see that the light is just beaming forth from this temple. So you walk toward the entrance of the temple. You walk up the steps, or if there are steps, or if it's just a path, you move right up to the door. Put your hand on the door handle and just sense what is in this place for me. Not analytically, but intuitively. What qualities might I experience in this temple, which has been here awaiting my arrival? So open to the door to the temple, and you see that there are thousands of candles lighting the inside of this beautiful temple. Soft white light, but that's not the source of the radiance. The source of the radiance is a cylinder of light at the very center of the temple that goes up through the roof into the heavens and down through the floor into Mother Earth. It's about 12 feet wide, the cylinder of the most intense, brilliant, crystal white light you've ever seen or even imagined. And so as you approach this cylinder, you feel that your entire being is being transfigured, being completely shifted and raised in vibrational frequency as you approach it. And you know that there's an opportunity, there's an invitation to walk into this cylinder. But you also know that to be able to walk into the cylinder, it requires an intense and profound surrender. To be able to match your frequency, it requires to you and me to completely surrender our personal identification and feel yourself doing so as you enter this cylinder of light. Surrendering personal identification, which means that your mind, your feeling nature, your body, your energy body are now vibrating at the frequency of this pure, intense crystal white light. And when you arrive at the very center of it, you may even find the words that you're hearing becoming muffled as you just move into the silence. Pure light, pure bliss, pure peace, pure unconditional love. You just remain here for a few moments. Knowing that this crystal light that has been preparing for you for eons has been designed specifically for you to bring your entire being back into perfect alignment, balance, harmony, vibrancy. It takes no effort. Just surrender in and let the light do its profound healing work. Profound, deep inner peace. I sense that you're in a deep and profound peace now, but if any thoughts, feelings, sensations, sounds from the environment come into your awareness, invite them in. Know that they're wanting to experience this profound, deep inner peace. Just notice how they easily and effortlessly dissolve into the bliss. Take as much time as you want in this revitalizing, healing, inner peace meditation. So if you want to stay there longer, you can ignore my words or turn off the video. But when you are ready to come back, just take a few moments to just decide how you want to bring this energy, this peace into your life in the coming days and weeks and months and years, through your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your words. And then when it's right for you, you can bring with you everything you've experienced from this inner sanctuary back into your waking consciousness. As I said, continue to stay in as long as you want, but when you do come back, if you've gotten value from this, please like, please share, please comment. What did you get in your temple? I would love to hear. Would love to read your comments. So we'll sign off for now. We'll be traveling next week. Not sure if we'll be in a place to do Thought Shifting Thursdays. Maybe I'll get one in, maybe not. See you in 2 weeks for sure. All right, my friends. Love you all. Be in peace. And if you haven't already, turn on this video or some other form, meditation form, and just even 3 minutes in the morning makes all the difference in the world. All right. My beloveds, take care. We'll see you soon.